Hey, what's up, au pairs? Welcome to a new video, and as you can see, we're in a different setting. We are in my front garden, so welcome. So I asked you guys on Instagram what would be your advice that you would give to brand new au pairs, and here are your responses. So I'm sorry if I mispronounce your handles or say it completely wrong, but I'm going to try my best. Florian ZT says, trust your gut when you're talking with the potential host family. Now, I do agree with this because it took me about 4 months to get my first interview request. And I spoke to about 8 different families in the time span between my first interview request and my final interview request, which led me to being with my host family that you have seen me do videos with. And I think my agency was getting a little irritated with me because I kept saying no to all these families. And they were like, Jared, for a guy, 8 interview requests from families is like a really good thing. Why do you keep saying no? Are you really interested in this program? So I was like, yes, of course I'm interested. These families just don't feel right. And that was my gut feeling speaking to me. And so if your gut is telling you no, then don't match with the host family. Okay, so the next two are kind of related. So Chandra DP says, don't be scared to go out and live your life. Then my friend Benz, who's also a male au pair, says, go all out from the first second. Don't waste any time. And I completely agree with what they're saying because you're taking this massive step to go across the world and live in a new country for a whole year, maybe even 2 years. So it would be such a disservice to yourself if you are shy and whatnot. I'll be coming back to that later. But it wouldn't be good if you're coming all this way and you have this amazing opportunity for yourself and then you kind of just like stick to the house and you don't really explore what your city has to offer. So go out and do as much as you can in your year, and if you're there for 2 years, then do even more on top of that, and you'll have the most amazing au pair experience. Okay, next one. Yesenia Vergara 29 says, be careful with the scammers and the small agencies. I'll put a list down in the description of all the known au pair agencies so that you can look at those and know that these are the actual legit agencies that you can go with. Because there are a lot of scammers out there and I wouldn't want you to go and get scammed out of a lot of money. Next we have Carlos Nepomuceno. I'm sorry. He says, for Latinos, learn English. But I think that pretty much goes with everyone who doesn't have English as a first language. You definitely need to have a basic understanding of English before you come because it'll also make it a lot easier for you. So say you've matched with your family already, right? And you're waiting on a couple months, or even during the whole interview process when you're speaking to different families, you should definitely do some online English courses because that'll definitely help you within your year when you're an au pair in America, as well as if you extend for another year. But also you can take ESL classes, which will help better your English. And I mean, if you're going to be there in America for a year, 2 years, your English is going to improve a lot. If you're enjoying this video, please leave a like and comment on this video if you'd like to see a part 2. And also don't forget to follow me at JCharmer on Instagram so that you don't miss out on the next time I ask for advice and you could see yourself in the next video. Oh, look who we have here. At JCharmer says, don't be shy. So I wanted to bring this up and emphasize it because it relates to me and it's very personal because it took me about 8 months to make the friends that I have now and have this amazing friend group. But I was just too shy and too scared in the beginning that I let it get to me and I wouldn't necessarily leave the house that much. And so this is going back on the previous points of you need to seize the moment, carpe diem, so that you don't waste any time from the moment that you get there. Because I mean, I wasted 8 months where I could have been exploring and meeting new people. So don't be shy. Okay. So hardy door. Shh. Okay. So our next one from Marie Keketelerich. I'm sorry. Please tell me in the comments how to pronounce your username. But Marie says, keep looking for a family that you think you would fit in. Having a good family is a must. Now this is super important because a lot of au pairs, they want to be like, I want to go au pair in New York, or I want to go au pair in California. It's kind of the most popular places. But you shouldn't focus on a certain state. The most important thing, and I promise you, every single au pair will tell you this, is that you need to have the right family. Pick the right family and you'll have an amazing au pair experience, but just pick the state and I promise you, you'll rematch in like the first 2 weeks that you're there. When it came to me and my host family, I knew I'd fit in well because it was a single mother and 2 boys, and I was raised by a single mother with my brother. So I knew that I could understand that family dynamic and I could be that father figure to the boys. So that's why that was like the perfect family for me. Next, we have M. Julite, I'm sorry. But she says, take everything easy and don't try to replace your host kid's parents. You are a helper, not a parent. Now, for the most part, I would agree with this, but it does become difficult. So with my situation, there was no dad in the picture, and I had no problem being the fatherly figure. But it does come to a point where you get very invested, and sometimes the kids will just make you a little bit more angry than usual. And you kind of have to take a step back and realize these aren't really my kids. And so, how do I explain this? Bruh, please, just 10 minutes. Now, I know it does get difficult at times where you're just so close with the family and so close with your host kids that sometimes you do feel like a parent. But you need to take a step back and just realize that you aren't their parents, although you are there to help and you can play a very influential part in their lives. But they aren't your kids at the end of the day. So a lot of the little things, don't let that stress you too much, because you're just there to help and to enrich the lives of the kids. But at the end of the day, you're not their parents. So don't get too caught up in that. Next, we have Victoria, AVB. And Victoria says, consider your host parents as much as you do the host kids. They are your boss, roomie, friend, and parent. Now, this is very important because as much as during your Skype interview and before you do your Skype interview, you're like, oh, okay, I would love to take care of 2-year-olds, or I'd love to take care of 10-year-olds. But as much as you focus on what kind of children you would like to look after with regards to age and whatnot, you also need to focus on what kind of host parents would you like. Would you want a host family who treats you as though you are a family, or does that not really bother you that much? Because you're going to be living with this family for a year, maybe 2 years, and so they are going to be your boss. First of all, they're going to be your new roommate, they are going to be your friend, and a lot of the times, to a lot of the younger au pairs, they will be a parent in some sense for you. So you definitely need to think about what kind of qualities you would like in a host parent, because that'll definitely play an important factor in your whole experience. And lastly, we have Nisha VDM, I'm sorry. fellow South African. Don't hate me. Bruh. It is lockdown, why are you driving around? She says, don't go with the first family willing to match. Make sure you're both a good fit. Very important, because a lot of the families, they just want an au pair, boom, boom, right there. They don't really care. They just want someone there right away. And those are kind of the families who are a little dangerous in a sense, like they're a red flag. As a new au pair, you want to match with the family right away. You're just so excited. You just want to get to America. But it is a red flag if a family wants to match with you right away, or like kind of within the first week. And I say these are red flag families because these are more than likely families who will tell you one thing during the Skype interview and they make it seem all nice and lovely and roses and daisies and unicorns and rainbows and stuff. But once you get there, usually things will be completely different to what they have said to you on Skype. So be careful of these families. You don't have to match with the red flag family and within the first month, you're like, damn, I shouldn't have picked this family. I need to go into rematch, because that'll just ruin your experience. So you need to be very careful of these families that want to match with you right away, and just do not pick your first family. I mean, it does happen where like it kind of works out like your first family is the perfect family for you, but that's more so like the odds of like winning the lottery. So you definitely need to speak to a few different families and get as much information as possible, because you're going to be living with them for a whole year. It's a very, very important decision. So that's all the advice we current and former au pairs have for you, the new au pair, today. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned something new. Please take this advice seriously, because we kind of know what we're talking about. Subscribe if you aren't already, and I hope you have an amazing day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Roll the outro. Hey, what's up, au pairs? Welcome to a new video, and in this video I'm going to be showing you Hardy does. Hey, what's up, au pairs? Oh, there's a car. Dang it. Okay. Oh my word, here we go again. Bella! Shh! I'm trying to film. And this is why you never see anyone filming outside, because it's so damn noisy.